Hi Amy, Neville Appwood here from Snowboard Addiction. Looking at your video here with some buttering and carving. Can give you some tips. So I'll start the video and play it through. These first bits and pieces are some buttering stuff. I've got some feedback on the buttering I'm going to give you in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to go and freeze frame a couple of bits in the buttering. And what I'm seeing most of the time here is that your weight, if I was to draw a little line with my pen here, your weight is still a lot of the times over one of your foot. And then to really get into buttering, you actually need to position your weight right into either the tail or the nose of your board. Because without doing that, it's not really going to flex. So let's watch it through and watch a couple of points where you did get a little bit of flex. So you'll see here, you're starting to get a bit of flex. And I can't see from this angle very well, but you're getting it a little bit more into your tail right at that point, which is giving you that little butter. So what you want to be able to do is you want to sink into this back foot. This leg's almost going to be straight, and it's going to position your hips more over the tail of the board. What that will do is it will allow you to hold the position that you need to be in for buttering. So let's go, and there's one other spot where you started to get it good right here. So you'll see right here. So before that point, before this point right now, your weight is still over the foot, which is why the board's not lifting. But then as soon as you got to here, we finally got that weight kind of sinking more into the tail. Sinking more into the tail, which is what's giving that rise of the butter. So if you can think about sinking more into the leg, either on your nose or your tail, and that leg's become straight, that's going to hold you in that buttering position. Now, you're using quite a bit of edge here. You can actually flatten out the board a little bit and let that edge glide, because buttering looks better while it's moving. So if you hold your weight into the tail or nose of your board, flatten out the board and let it slide, it's not completely flat. You're still using edge, but not much edge. Let it slide. That is going to improve your buttering overall. So this is good entry-level buttering. And now we've got a few carving tips at the end here. So it looks like you're trying to grab indie grab and almost indie grab and melon grab while you're carving. And we'll go to the spot where you slipped out here just to see. I want to see right here, your weight, the mass of your body is still mostly over the board. But the one point where you slip out, watch this. See that? As you release, now the mass of your weight is kind of not over the board. And as a result, it allows this board to slip out. You'll see it right here. Bam, slip out. So for most of the time, like here, when you're dipping in with your waist, your weight is over the board. That's why the board is not slipping out. But as soon as you kind of let go and let it up, your weight now was too far not over the board, which is what allowed it to slip out. So tips for carving is keeping that weight over top of the board. So these ones here, where you're kind of reaching down to grab the heel edge, an even better tactic would be to actually push your hips forward and have your back upright more. Because if you push your hips forward and have your back upright more, it allows you to keep the weight over the board more. That's actually a better tactic than trying to grab. And the other one, on the heel edge where you're grabbing, that actually works because it keeps that mass of your upper body over the board. So you're doing good. The other thing I could say is with carving is try to take more speed. More speed actually also helps to make carving easier. But honestly, you're looking really good here. Keep it up, and hopefully these tips help you. This is Neville Appwood from Snowboard Addiction. Our goal is to improve your riding.